When Adeife Adeniran was a toddler, her parents discovered she was blind. It was a heartbreaking experience for the Nigerian family, as they had high hopes for their daughter, like most parents would. Little Adeife had to be flown to South Africa for medical care. But at the age of 11, the blind girl surprised the world, writing an award-winning book that earned her the respect of international leaders. When she was 7 months old, there was joy at the home of Adeife Adeniran. She started walking. A milestone reached very early for this baby. But shortly after, her parents noticed something unusual.
We could see she was bumping into objects where we thought it was a child being naughty, not being careful. But at the age of 1-2 years, we now knew that there was something wrong here. And unfortunately, we didn't have this kind of facilities to dictate that she had an eye problem during the antenatal days.
The child's condition, which was still unclear at this stage, called for urgent action.
We started going to the clinic, the hospitals for tests. We had some surgery on her eyes in Nigeria. When they finished, we went to the best places we knew around the country.
But doctors in the West African country couldn't help the little girl. Her condition was deteriorating fast.
They now told us, please, the optic nerves are damaged. This glaucoma, she had it from birth. You people didn't notice on time. Please see if you can take her outside the country for a better medical treatment.
A troubled Genevieve had no option but to take experts' advice and relocate to South Africa, where she would receive treatment. Arriving here, little Adeife was brought to this medical care center in Pretoria. The next few years would be quite challenging for Genevieve and her daughter.
You have to be awake every night. Every 1 hour, there's an eye drop you have to apply on her. Another 2 hours, there's the ones you apply every 2 hours. There are the ones you apply every 3 hours. And this is all through the day, all through the night. Then I'll ask you the question, when do you sleep as a mother to this child?
Several years of endurance, and Adeife started school in 2008. The rest of her family relocated from Nigeria to South Africa. At the tender age of 11, little Adeife started following her inner voice. Her dream was to write her own book.
She has this braille machine. It's very noisy, like the old typewriter. So every time it's and Ife, can we sleep? I say, yes, mommy.
But Adeife wouldn't go to bed. Driven by the power of her imagination, the girl would work through the early hours of the morning, determined to write her own book.
The first person I came to was my mom, and you know, writing a book, you know, she just said, well, like any normal parent would do. But, you know, but she didn't take it that seriously. Will you now tell me what?
We parents that have such kids, sometimes we are so overwhelmed by the challenge that we don't go down to their level to see what they do and know how they feel.
A car with door open with the mother seated in. What inspired me to write the book was that I wanted to prove that disabled people could do something for themselves and that we're not a write-off and we also have a voice, no matter what anyone says. And I also wanted the disabled people to stand up for themselves and show the world that they have a voice.
She then transcribed her book to cater for sighted people.
I said to my sister that I would read the book to her. I would read sentence to sentence, and then she'd type it out on the computer. The car and drove. Oh, it took around 30 minutes of.
After 5 months, Adeife's book was ready to hit the shelves. It was first published in the UK and launched here in South Africa in 2012, capturing the nation's imagination.
Meeting the president, yes. Hugging the president and shaking hands with the president. That was the best part.
It also won her a National Literature Award.
Chissano, the former president of Mozambique, who came into this country, heard about the book launch and insisted that he's not going until he sees this child with the book.
It made me feel good, it made me feel good because now I feel like a disabled person can do something.
Fantastic stuff. Send us your feedback. Let us know what you think. Against all odds at enca.com. Coming up, when everyone thought he was destined to fail, he rose to the occasion.